So today is my rebirthday. I'm at the hospital. I just walked out of my consultation with my oncologist, and she sent me a text this morning before I drove over, saying that the PET scan we did day before yesterday shows no sign of the cancer. So today's a new day, and I'm beside myself. Haven't really sat to ponder it. I just started, as soon as I got the text, I started sending it out to people, and here I am coming out of the hospital. This is the UCLA Harbor Hospital, and in Torrance, California, and I'm about to head to the beach and go for a swim. The water's freaking cold. I went yesterday. It's really cold. It's going to take at least another month for it to warm up. But brothers gotta do what brothers gotta do. I'm saying, and I don't even know what to say, but I'm going to try. I feel, I'm going to mark today as my rebirthday because yesterday it occurred to me that, when I was first diagnosed, I didn't know, for 2 months, I didn't know how long I had to live. And the thing about that is, when you don't know how long you have to live, every moment that you do live is, you try to make the most of that, right? And the way that you do that is you do your best to be as present as you possibly can in the moment. And if there's one thing this experience has given me, it's that. And so yesterday I was at the beach with my friend, and we're just sitting there taking in the Venice Beach in all its glory and splendor. And I realized that I had that with me. I had that same be present, enjoy being alive thing on running on all burners. I mean, that was my main focus, and that has been my main focus for the past while. It's just like, no matter whatever's going to happen, whatever's coming, is to just be right here and just love it, the bejeebers out of taking a breath. Being able to take a breath, another one on this planet, And not that I'm afraid to leave, or I'm not looking forward to leaving when the time is right, but if I'm here and while I'm here, I want to be able to thoroughly, be squeezing all the juice out of the lemon, And thankfully I'm going to have that opportunity. So it's, here I've written and published 29 books and, 7 movies and all this, and all these albums. And even after all that, the universe has me, it says, that was cool. That was just the beginning. So buckle up, Buttercup, because, whatever's coming next, it has to be even better than that, So I'm really looking forward to moving forward with the rest of my existence. And I cancer free. I'm cancer free. And I still carry the cancer patients with me, right? I actually thought about putting that on the back of Randall's rocket, on the back window. cancer patients, you know, because I think there's so much wisdom in us conducting ourselves with cancer patients, you know, but in my case now it's Virgo patients, you know. So I just wanted to take a moment and give thanks to everyone that has contributed through their thoughts and prayers, in holding me in the idea of health and well-being, and I feel your concern, and I cherish your concern, and it has, and you know, the video that I posted the other day, it has made a difference. There were moments in this journey that were as trying as you can imagine, and you know, I was basically fetal, just processing out those chemicals and whatnot, and dead cancer cells, and I happened to see all the comments that people put up, you know. There were on that post, there were like over 100 comments, and I just went through them, and I just tears started coming out. I didn't even realize that the tears were coming out, because it actually, I felt it, you know what I mean? I allowed myself to feel. It was the first time in my life. Another gift of this experience is that was the first time in my life where I had tears of joy. You know, I've heard about people having tears of joy, but that was it, and it came from you. You know, it came from witnessing. You know, like right now, there's 15 people watching this, right? And the fact that there's anybody other than this piece of plastic in my hand watching what it is that I'm saying, you know, that subtle energy is powerful. That's what moves the world. And as we've seen over the past couple of weeks, as we've been going through this quarantines and the revelations around and through the trials that we're going through politically, and especially with regards to social justice, and viable social change. This is we are living through what, if you ever want to know what viable social change looks like, this is it, you know. I'm very excited by the fact that here is the 10th of June, 2020, and in 10 days it's going to be the solstice, and before 3 days before the solstice, all the ley lines on the planet are going to begin to move towards resonating at the same frequency. And on the solstice, and for 6 days after that, they'll all be resonating in harmony. And on all the nodes, the energetic nodes all over the planet, there will be these energetic structures that make it easy for anybody to tap into and to access the subtler realms of existence, the metaphysical realms. And you know, those are the ideal places and times to make your prayer of manifestation, and to just meditate and see what comes through to you, what your higher self has for you. And at that time, on that same day of the solstice, 10 hours after the actual solstice, there will be this the new moon. And so in those 10 hours before the actual new moon is the dark of the moon, which is traditionally when the veil is thin between the worlds. And so the veil will be thinned between the worlds anyway. And at the same time all that's happening, the population, the number of incarnate souls on planet Earth will be in a harmonic, will be the same number as the base frequency of the Earth. It's caused by the 3,000 to 4,000 lightning strikes that happen on the Earth every day. And this is the first time this will have happened in at least the past 12,000 years. And this is something I've been paying attention to for the past 20 years. And so it's so wonderful to me to be, having my Rebirthday as part of the beginning of that process, and to have been watching this for 20 years, wondering what would happen when the base frequency, when the population of incarnate souls reached the harmonic point of being in a harmony with the base frequency of the Earth. And what we've seen as we've approached that point is this, the whole world kind of pumping the brakes, and through the agency of COVID-19, and then we come to the end of that, towards the end of that, and we have this social justice moment, right? And what happens? Initially, there's all this rage and anger and everything, and there's looting and chaos in the streets and everything, but that doesn't stop the protesting. That doesn't stop the social response. It only makes people more concerned and more focused on getting the message through, and the message is amplified. And the crowds grow, and eventually those that want to make violence shut the heck up, and eventually there's this grand listening, right? And people realizing that we've just passed a benchmark. I watched this thing about what's his name, Dave Chappelle, and Dave Chappelle asked this brother who had been through the turning of apartheid. He said, "How did it happen?" This brother had lived through it in South Africa. He said, "How did it happen?" He said, it just got to the point. We reached a point of critical mass where we all just decided it had to change, and it did, right? Well, that's exactly where we're at right now, and it's all part of this population of incarnate souls that have agreed to be on the planet at this time. You know what I mean? So, I feel it's so funny. Somehow I've been going through what I've been going through at the same moment, in harmony with what the world's been going through, because as I just took off my mask to shoot this thing, but I would normally be having to wear a mask and do social distancing and all this sort of stuff, and being quarantined at the same time that the whole world is going through this, it's just so bizarre. And now, today's my stated Rebirthday, June 10th, 2020, and I get the news this morning that I'm cancer-free after 9 months, and right as we're reaching that benchmark of the population of incarnate souls coming into harmony with the base frequency of the Earth and the ambient sound of the universe, and we're also in a harmonic with the theta state, brainwave pattern between 6 and 8 cycles per second, 6 and 8 hertz. So we're already at that point, and we're already in harmony with the ambient sound of the universe. Has a wavelength of 7.23 centimeters, so we're already in harmony with that. We've been in that for about a year now, and about a year and a half actually. So we've been approaching this grand benchmark, and I've been approaching this grand benchmark, and fingers crossed and everything, and now I can uncross my fingers and go on about my busy. And I just wanted to share it all. I wanted to share this moment with you before I go and do my happy dance. Oh no, I can do my happy dance right now. This is David doing his happy dance, So anyway, yeah. I said I would make another video when I found out, and this is the good news. No cancer. Yeah, it's cool. That's cool. So going forward, what is David doing? David is going to be spending more time at some hot springs to get rid of the cancer treatment, the cisplatin chemo. Soak it out, and working out more, or continuing to work out to build up more muscle mass. And today I'm going to go swim and soak this up. I'm going to be doing more hot springs, and I'm still looking for the bus. What am I saying? For my next van. Saving my ducats for that, and then I'm going to be making my way to the Cape for a little bit this summer and back, and I'm going to be working on this the Metaphysician book. Will be my 30th book, and I'm drawing it now, and I'm going to be remaining as present as I possibly can and enjoying every day and everything, and enjoying my spacesuit, such as it is, and continue to enjoy you, hopefully as in person where I can, and virtually where I can't, and continuing to be the best version of myself as I possibly can. Such as that is. So you see that there's a crack there and a crack there. These were actually part of this as well, because I got punched in the face last summer, and which, that's the way it goes. But I was concerned about those teeth, so I went to see a dentist. I went to the Venice Family Clinic. You have to get a referral, right? So I went to get a referral to go to the dentist at the family clinic, and that's when they started, they opened my mouth and they said, "What's that?" And they were like, "You have to talk to these other doctors," and those doctors said, "You have to talk to these other doctors, because what's going on there, bro?" Nobody wanted to say what was going on. Nobody wanted to say the C word. So, but that's what started the whole thing. So that's another thing that I take away from this. And the doctor said, the first doctor that I saw, she was like, I hope you take this the right way, but I'm really glad you got punched in the face, because you really needed to get this taken care of, and start this process. So I guess it's good I got punched in the face, whatever. What do we take away from that? That sometimes you just need to get punched in the face by the universe. So yeah, I'm glad that's behind me, gotta tell you. So I'm gonna get on my way, and stay tuned, fine-tuned, and now we get to do, once again, one of my favorite things. This is me beaming love at you. Remember, we love you.